just going to talk about peace in the world is impossible. I mean, if we look at the news, I think the conflict between Thailand and Cambodia is still going on, and people around the border areas, they are affected. They have moved to shelters, and so that's just one example. But right now there's negotiations, مذاكرة, negotiations going on between the delegations of the European Union, America, and Ukraine for the peace talks with, for peace in Ukraine. But and that's actually these negotiations are going on in Germany, in Berlin right now. But I don't know what they can, come up with, like any sort of real, pathway to peace in Ukraine, because it seems to be that there's not going to be a compromise between the two sides, like Russia and and Ukraine, and like so in Berlin, Germany right now, there's a negotiation going on, but who knows. And of course the Middle East, that's another topic. um, as we know, the Israeli Palestinian issue is a never-ending topic, because well, it's not only about religion, it's about territory as well. But actually both sides are really pushing their own aims. I mean, none of them, sorry, neither, because we are talking about two sides, neither of them want to relinquish of what they want. They really persevere to grab what they want. So, and they don't respect each other. So the two sides, if two sides, they don't respect each other, you cannot expect peace. There's always going to be one side or something that's going to violate, a ceasefire, and there's going to be, another conflict, renewed. So it's not going to end. And as in the Bible, the what's impossible for humans is only possible with God. Well, what is possible with God, I wonder, because first of all, what's possible with God that humans are incapable of doing. And actually, I'm talking about peace. That's not possible in the world, because as long as there are two different sides in the world, everything is going to end up in a conflict or tension or something. Look at anywhere in the world, Asia, the continent Asia, or Europe, or America, there's conflict everywhere. So people argue over bullshit all the time. That's the human nature. It's about power. Religion is about control. Religion aims to control people, so much that, you know, um, its aim is submission. They want to submit everyone to this. They don't care. So it's like terrible. We live in a terrible world where everybody is required to submit, fully, and it's not a pleasant world. And religion is a way of control, and it's going to get worse in the world. It's not going to get better. Everything is going to be horrible. So there's no hope for real peace. in the world, because people are not going to be good. They are never going to be good. And this is a vain, hope for people that one day everything will be, wonderful and nice, and people will be respectful and kind and all that. No, never. I never hope for such outcome that, there's going to be a wonderful world and people are going to be respectful. No, sadly, never. It's not going to be a world that we would ever live in. I wish I could be gone, because it's there's nothing going to be better. I know it, and we got to experience worse times ahead. So I'm talking about, not just Ukraine and what it experiences. And even though there's negotiation for peace right now in Germany for Ukraine, I don't think it's going to work easily, because the sides, they are not willing to make compromise, like concession. Ukraine is expected to give concession to Russia, territorial concession, like give up on its land. And that's not fair, I think, because we should not demand a country which had been attacked by its neighbor, that they would have to concede territories to their neighbor just because they were attacked. It's not cool. But sadly, this world is about who the majority is, and if the majority can achieve something, forcefully, then everybody has to follow that, and it sucks, because we don't respect the minorities, and that's the problem. That's the real issue, that we don't respect minorities. Same in Syria. And yeah, so I mean, imagine, that, you were just a person who wanted peace, but you were forced um, different ideology, like you had to believe in other things. And I think to force somebody to believe in something is not cool. Anyway, I have to wrap it up. Sorry. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.